A lot of us, including myself, are, going out, doubling down, buying new equipment, tractors and trailers, and people ask me, "Hey, Lone Wolf, man, did you lose your mind or something?" And I just gotta laugh at them and I say, "Man, I thought y'all already knew that I was crazy. I'm out here doing things that other people wouldn't even dream about doing." Hey, what's going on, Wolfpack? Lone Wolf Trucker coming back at you with another video. I want to put this video out here to kind of close the chapter on ATS, set some things straight. A lot of you guys have been posting in the comments thinking that I left ATS on bad terms, or there's some bad blood between me and ATS over this lytic system. That's absolutely not the case. There's nothing that's changed, let me just be clear, between me and lytics and how I feel about it. I definitely don't like lytics. I can understand from ATS's perspective, they made a huge investment in lytics. It does, I guess, serve more harm than good to some people's perspectives. But for me, it was just a deal breaker. But that wasn't the main reason I left ATS. If you guys have been following my posts and been on Instagram, I've been on TikTok and my YouTube shorts, everything is under the name The Lone Wolf Trucker, so you guys can go check me out on those other platforms. But I left ATS to come over to TSH, which is Tennessee Steel Haulers, is where I'm at now. Did lytics play a huge factor in that decision? Yes, it did, because initially, I'm still working on wrapping up my 2 years in trucking. So I'm still a rookie in the game by far. But my plan was to come over to ATS, first as a company driver, and then, migrate or transition into the lease program, the lease purchase program, and eventually becoming an owner op. But quickly I found out that lytics was going to be a threat to that plan that I had initially set in place. So I decided to go another route, which ironically I was already pursuing. When I'm looking at different things or trying to make different moves, I'm not only looking at one company or one opportunity, I'm looking at multiple opportunities across the board. And TSH was also on my short list. Just so happens that, it wasn't a right time at the time when I was leaving TMC. So I wound up coming over to ATS. I have no regrets. I'm going to let you know right now, coming over to ATS. I was at ATS for 6 months. I enjoyed my time at ATS. Actually, now that I'm gone, I kind of missed the freight that ATS has, ironically. I'm back on a 48-foot flatbed now. But ATS checked off a lot of boxes for me as far as the freight, the equipment, and things that I wanted to do. So that's why ATS was on my short list. Now, I didn't know a lot about the lytic system before I got into ATS. And if you guys have watched my videos on lytics, it's not really about having a camera in the truck. It's more about the lytics scorecard that's on the ATS driver app, and having to, deal with that on a mental level as far as, racking up these points and stuff like that. And if ATS is watching, or ATS, if you're watching my videos, I got a little bit of advice. Maybe it's something that you want to look into. You may want to tweak that lytics scoring system you have there, as far as when it comes to following distance, and kind of play with those parameters to adjust that to where it's not causing so much stress on drivers worrying about what the hell their lytics score is going to be, and having to deal with the aftermath of what happened the day before, because it's almost like being bipolar. And not to poke fun at that, but one day you're in the green, you're all happy, and the next day you're all pissed off because your lytics score is in the red, or it's trending yellow into the red. So if anybody's ever traded cryptocurrency, it's kind of that kind of feeling. One day you're feeling good about your lytics score, you got it down in the green, and you have a bad day where people are cutting you off, and next thing you know, you're in the red, and now you're all pissed off again. It's kind of like being in a bipolar situation, which there's a lot of stress you got to deal with as a driver to begin with, and then having to deal with that Lytx dashboard, which I feel, in my opinion, can be tweaked to where you can have a little bit more lead time so you don't start racking up these points on following distance, especially when you've been cut off or you're dealing with a lot of urban areas, city traffic and things like that, where your Lytx system is just going off like crazy. So that's a little tidbit for ATS. If you guys happen to be watching my videos, hopefully you'll take that into consideration, and hopefully that will help trend your retention, to where you have a better retention of your drivers and lower your attrition rate over at ATS. Because I'm sure, and I can't say this for a fact, only ATS, you would know this, but I don't have access to your data or how you're, keeping track of what's going on as far as drivers coming in and out of ATS, but I'm sure that Lytx is a big factor in that. So you guys might want to take that into consideration, tweaking that following distance to have a better outcome. But enough with that. I just want to wrap this video up saying that, overall, ATS checked off a lot of boxes for me. If you guys, like I said in other videos, if you're watching my videos, to get information, take it for what it is. I'm not telling you to go to ATS, and I'm not telling you not to go to ATS. In my opinion, after being there for 6 months, I think ATS is a solid company. I do recommend ATS with the caveat that you guys know going in that, if you're already having an issue or think you may have an issue with this Lytx system, you may want to rethink ATS or any other company that runs a similar type system, because it may be a problem for you. It was a problem for me. And that's one of the major deal breakers for me for a long-term solution being at ATS. So that's why it was only a short-term thing. Now, I will say this, there's no bad blood or we didn't leave on or part ways on bad terms. So would I consider going back to ATS even with the Lytx system? I have to say yes, I would reconsider, and it is a possibility if things don't work out that I would go back to ATS, knowing what I know going in. So I already know how Lytx is, but I would be mentally prepared for that. Now, I say it to the point that ATS is an option. Would I want to go back there and deal with Lytx? No, I would not want to do that, but it's still an option if I had to pull the trigger on that option. So for me, I still think ATS is a good company. It checks off a lot of boxes. Maybe it'll check off a lot of boxes for you, or maybe it'll be a deal breaker for you like it was for me, where you just say, hey, I can't deal with this Lytx system, and having to mentally deal with that added stress, on top of everything else we have to deal with as drivers out here on the road. So overall, I still think ATS is a good company. It's a shame that, Lytx is the way that it is, for my situation anyway. I can't really speak for others, but I do know there's other drivers that are not happy with Lytx, that, some have already left ATS and some are still there just kind of fighting it out and grinding it out. But that is my final thoughts on ATS. Like I said, there's no bad blood between me and the company. I left on good terms. I gave them my 2-week notice. I did everything I had to do as a professional driver. If I had to go back to ATS, I'm sure they would welcome me back. There's nothing on my record that would mark saying do not hire this driver again. So it's still a possibility, or it's still an option for me to go back to ATS. Right now, is it in the plans? No, I'm going in a different direction. But I have to say, overall, outside of Lytx, I did enjoy my 6 months over at ATS, and I would reconsider going to ATS. And I do recommend ATS. So there you have it. That's my final thoughts on ATS. I'm going to go ahead and close this ATS chapter out. Like I said, if you guys are looking to make a move to ATS, do your research on the company, and then, look long and hard at this Lytx system before you pull the trigger. But with that being said, guys, this is Lone Wolf Trucker, and I'm signing out. Peace.